Oh, welcome to the chat. What's up, everybody? Training camp practice number 5 is in the books here in Green Bay. Outside Lambeau Field, chatting with you fine folks at Cheesehead TV. Brett, what's up? What is it, Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. We'll call it Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. The Packers have finished up a sloppy affair, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But overall, not a very sharp practice. Coming off a day off on Monday. A lot of energy, so that's good, but yeah, sloppy affair on both sides of the ball, especially on offense. The defense getting the better of the offense at the end of practice in the competitive period. Apparently this was not a goal-to-go situation as it has been most days. This was a just get a first down. That's all the offense had to do, is get a first down. Aaron Rodgers hits Davante Adams on a slant, which would have picked up the first down, but then Jair Alexander with an excellent play to strip Davante Adams of the ball. Blake Martinez recovers. One and done for Aaron Rodgers and company in that competitive drill. It speaks to the competitive nature of what's going on there at Ray Nitschke Field. I will say, the vibe at camp has been so great each and every practice. The music, the energy. I do wonder if that's playing into the sloppiness a little bit, but overall, it's been a lot of fun to watch. How much do you think they will show in offense this preseason? Surprise versus practice. I doubt you'll see the playbook opened up much, if at all, during the preseason. They'll show some concepts, some real base stuff, but you won't get the real thing until week 1 down in Chicago. There's little doubt there for me. I like the change with Matt at camp so far. Joseph, I have to agree. I mean, everybody knows, anybody who's watched me for some amount of time knows I am a Mike McCarthy fan, but he certainly had gotten stale. His message had gotten, tuned out, so to speak, here in Green Bay. Matt has come in and really, not changed up a ton, but the changes are noticeable. The energy is noticeable. The collaboration on both sides of the ball is really striking. It's good. The vibe and the direction is certainly positive. There's no doubt about that. Big man, how is Jamon doing? He's had 2 good practices in a row now. Actually 3 if you really want to be picky, but the last 2 have really been strong. Today especially, he had a number of really nice catches. One in particular against pressure that I thought really showed his maturation. He was on the left wing. There was a big blitz on. They did a good job of picking it up. He was running a deep dig, and he came back to the ball hard, and he clearly read the same thing Aaron Rodgers read. Rodgers had to throw the football well before Jamon was out of his break, and he had to trust that he was going to make the right move, and the kid did. Second-year guy, on the same page with the MVP quarterback. That's what you like to see. That was one of a number of really nice catches that Jamon had today. I know a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of questions about his drops. They have yet to materialize so far in camp this year. That's encouraging. The guy really seems to be hitting the ground running early on here in camp in 2019. Which will be higher ranked at the end of the year, defense or the offense? Woo! That's a really good question. Come back to me at the end of preseason. Preston Smith must play better. You been charting him play-by-play? He's playing fine. How was Gary today? Up and down. I thought he had some really nice stuff in team against the second teamers. I didn't see him much against the ones. He was up and down in the one-on-ones as well. But you do like the physicality. There's no denying it. He's an imposing presence out there. Thoughts on Justin McCray? Here he's doing good work. He is. In fact, I think he's done some of his best work at center, funnily enough, although they did roll in Elton Jenkins there today. McCray has filled in pretty admirably, I think, when spelling Corey Linsley. So the more you can do, right? I think with all the competition they have along the line, it's a long shot for Justin to make this team. It doesn't mean he's not a serviceable NFL player. I think he belongs in an NFL roster. I just don't know if it'll be here in Green Bay. How was Z Smith? He had a good day today. He was all over the place in team, and he beat David Bakhtiari twice in one-on-ones. That is a rare occurrence in Green Bay. Now, you'll come back tomorrow or the next day, and Bakhtiari will win those matchups. Undoubtedly, as he did the other day. Bakhtiari won 2 in a row last practice. So it's been fun watching those 2 go after it. But Za'Darius is the real deal. And his most valuable trait is his versatility. They've already shown his ability to kick inside quite a bit. It's clear that Mike Pettingham is going to use him a lot in obvious passing downs, both outside and inside, and it's very exciting. Does Aaron seem to be getting a decent amount of time in the pocket? It depends. Sometimes, I would say most of the time, yes. But there are times when there are breakdowns, whether that's mental errors on the blitz pickup, whether it's the defense just collapsing the pocket. There have been a couple of times where I've seen, the pocket collapses and Aaron can't use his famous escapability, so he's just got to chuck it away, kind of like we saw last year. Annoyed that Savage and Jackson aren't practicing. Why? Life's too short to be annoyed. I mean, they'll be out there when they're out there. They're missing valuable reps. There's no doubt about that. I'm not saying they're not, but, roll with the guys you got. I mean, Jackson not being in there has given Holman a whole lot more time. Tyler with the super chat. Go Pack Go. Thanks for the chat every day, Aaron. Tyler, thank you for giving us some super chat love. That's what I like to see. If Rodgers gets hurt, have we got backup, or is it game over like the last 2 years? Mark, I talked about this morning on the radio at 97.3 The Game, iHeartRadio app. Make sure you download it so you can hear me live whenever I'm on the radio, wherever you are in the country. I will say this. If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, yeah, you can punt on this season. And I think Kaiser's improved for all of that matters. But, yeah, they're in for a long year. Is Vitale the underdog in camp? I wouldn't say he's been an underdog. I think he's been a pleasant surprise. I actually told him in the locker room on Sunday that he's proving me wrong. Because I did think coming into camp that they were going to try and replace him sooner rather than later. And instead, they've used him everywhere. They obviously use as a fullback in 21 personnel, but they've used him in the backfield. They've put him in the slot. They've split him out wide. They've used him all over the map. So it's clear that they value his pass catching ability. In this offense, that could really be worth something. How has Amos been? Very steady. He hasn't had a ton of highlight type plays, but I don't think you are really looking for that so far. They're really still installing stuff. He's had some nice breaks on the ball. Steady Eddie is what I'll call him. He's been a welcome addition, certainly an upgrade over everything they've had back there for quite some time. Is Cheesehead TV on Twitch? Luke, kind of. I set it up, but I haven't used it yet. But I'm going to start this season, I think I'm going to have like a Madden challenge where I challenge somebody to a Madden game every week, and then we'll put that on Twitch. So we'll do the Madden previews like we did last year on the YouTube channel, but I think I'll do the live Madden challenge on our Twitch page. Like I said, I haven't used it at all yet. I've kind of set it up, but when it goes live, I'll let you guys know. Change super chat to buy me a beer. I know, right? I should. Does Amos remind me of Burnett at all? I think Amos would appear at first blush to be a little better on the back end. Burnett was always really good at the line of scrimmage. I'm always kind of worried about him in space a little bit, coverage-wise, but Amos, I think, is a tick better in that regard. Why no watch party? It's a long story. We've just got so much to do. I'm going to be here in Green Bay for the home games. Maybe I'll do them for the away games. I don't know. Also, we just can't afford the production costs to have the studio up at 16 weeks in a row. Which is what we always have to put on a producer to produce the stream in the studio, etc. So there's a lot that goes into it. We'll see. Hi, Aaron. Was LaFleur right to be salty? Timo, I don't know if you're referencing my question to him in the post-practice presser, but it sure appeared that he was agitated. He wouldn't really cop to that, but you could hear him in the team huddle afterwards. He was getting after it. A couple F-bombs were dropped. And then when he came into the press area and started answering our questions, he appeared to still be a little hot about it. So I think he was. He probably wouldn't say it publicly, but I think he was a little pissed at how sloppy things were, the lack of attention to detail. We'll see what kind of adjustments he makes, because these are the things as a rookie head coach. If you don't like it, you got to do something. You got to push those buttons. Will the post-game show take phone calls? Mark, I believe so. I'm actually talking to iHeart about that on Thursday. Yeah, I want to take phone calls. I want to read tweets. I want to bask. I want to marinate in the fan reaction after games. It'll be my gut reactions, much like gut reactions on the website, but I want to share in the misery and the joy with you guys. Anything to write home about on special teams yet? Nowhere to go but up after last year? Very much the second part. Trevor Davis has been a real bright spot. And I know there's some fans that are ready to kick him to the curb. I am not one of them. He has shown up so far in camp each and every day, both from scrimmage, but especially from special teams, and not just as a returner. He was running with the first unit kick coverage team today. A lot of football there that he could potentially help the Packers with. You want to take phone calls, you crazy? Yes, I'm crazy. I also will have a screener for my heart, so I don't have to just pick it up live. Crosby back yet? Nope, not yet, Aaron. In his place, Ficken went 3 of 4 today. He pushed one wide right from about 45 yards. I keep getting this question. Why would Savage choose to take the wisdom teeth out right before camp? I don't think he chose to. I think it kind of probably just materialized. Literal cheesehead, what's up? I mean, I have never had my wisdom teeth taken out, knock on wood, but I've known people who, like, it just hits you one day and, like, that afternoon or next morning you're in the dentist's office getting it taken care of. There's also the possibility that the Packers found something in their medical examinations. So, I mean, I know all I hear about is, oh, they should have planned it better. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can't be 1,000% certain, but I'm pretty sure that this was planned. Not planned, and it was something that just happened to come up on him, and the team said, let's just get it done. Is Elgton Jenkins playing well in one-on-ones or in team? I haven't really seen him much in team, but I tell you what, he was all man today in one-on-ones. Ooh, doggy, he took everybody, all comers. That is a legit prospect right there. I'm excited to see him get more opportunities on team so I can take a look, but in one-on-ones, yeah, he's right there. Are the practices shorter than they have been in past years? Yes, noticeably. We asked LaFleur about that on Sunday because on Saturday they had such a short practice. I think it was an hour and 30 minutes. We asked him, is this by design? What are you doing? He said, well, we're going to dial it back today on the third day, but tomorrow we're going to crank it up. So we all thought, okay, here comes the 3-hour practice. And then on Sunday, I think it was an hour and 50. And again today, it was another hour and 50. So his response to that has been, they get what they need done on the practice field. They do their tape study and corrections throughout the day. And then before they leave, at the end of the night, they have a walkthrough with the team. So he says a lot of the work that would have been done in that extra maybe half hour on the field of practice is getting done in that walkthrough that's happening behind closed doors. So the practices are definitely shorter than they were under Mike McCarthy, but that doesn't mean work's not getting done. Josh Jones. Josh was with the ones today as a hybrid linebacker / safety. They're using him in that big nickel scenario, much kind of like they did last year. He's kind of taken on that Whitehead role. Now, the guess or the question is does he maintain that when Savage gets on the field and takes over the deep safety spot that is currently being manned by Raven Green, and then does Raven Green drop into that hybrid role and kick Josh Jones to the sideline? That's where I'm going to be interested to watch. Do you see Ty Summers as a middle linebacker or a hybrid linebacker like Josh Jones? I think he's much more of a traditional inside linebacker, but right now he's running pretty far behind everybody else at that position. We've got a couple guys, undrafted kids running in front of him in team drills, so something to keep an eye on. Nags, I need tickets fast. Where do I go? I'll tell you, Caden. You're going to want to go to cheeseheadtv.com and find a link either on the homepage or any of our post page to Ticket King. Ticket King has all your ticket needs for the Green Bay Packers, whether it's a home game, an away game, preseason, postseason if they're lucky enough to get there. They're located right across from Lambeau Field. They've been around since 1999, and for a limited time only, if you use the code PACK2019, that's P-A-C-K, capital P, 2019, you can get 10% off your order. For a limited time only, so hurry up. Get to Ticket King through cheeseheadtv.com. In all your years covering Green Bay, what's something you've noticed this year that one is talking about comparatively? Not quite sure what you're asking there. Sorry. Family night. I've got a bad feeling about this. We'll see. How is Josh Jackson? Not practicing yet. Still dealing with the foot injury. Has not put on the pads yet. Record prediction, Tom. I never give it this early. Ask me again prior to week 1. How many people have I banned from the chat? I think 2, maybe 3. Well, still waiting for you to get photobombed by the trash truck. Yeah, there's tons of traffic here and always lots of trucks. Word on Savage, LaFleur would only say that he thinks he's close. Obviously, don't like a rookie missing this many days, this many reps. But he seems close, and they don't have any long-term concerns. That is the official word from the Packers. Oh, somebody asking what happened. They may have missed it. What happened with Jimmy Graham? He did go to the ground. He did seem to be having a lower leg issue. He went into the Hudson Center with the trainers, came back out and finished practice. I saw a lot of the fantasy people jumped on that, and all of a sudden my Twitter feed exploded with what's going on with Jimmy Graham. But yeah, he's fine. He's old. Needs some maintenance. Who's had the worst camp so far, and who's had the best? It's always impossible to say either one, right? When you're watching 90 dudes by yourself each and every day, I can't really sit here and pass judgment on anybody without access to the tape. I will say Jamal Moore has really stood out these last few days. He's really helping himself. As for a guy who maybe is not making the most of his opportunities, I wouldn't say worse, because anybody who watched me this summer knows that I kind of expected this, but Jay Sternberger has been pretty invisible. That's not due to, I don't think he's playing poorly. I just think it's a really big transition from college to the pros at tight end, and he's, behind a bunch of good ones. So, I think his development will be slow. How's the 5th round corner looking? Oh, Kadar Holman. He's running with the first team. He's been subbing in and out with Kevin King at times on the perimeter. And I tell you what, he's holding his own. He had a really good day today. He had kind of a welcome to the NFL moment the other day when Davante Adams skied over him for a reception. But he's had good coverage. He's been right there with every man that he's taken, whether that is Davante Adams or some way down the depth chart. I think they found something there. And I'm not ready to say how good he can possibly be, but it's clear he's got the talent. There's no question. And I think he really fits Mike Pettine's scheme. I think the personnel group did a really good job there. I'll take one or two more here. What do you got? What do you got, folks? Are you worried about our defense? What? Hi, Nagler. How's the receiver depth looking? Anyone clearly won the wide receiver 2 spot yet? No, there's absolutely no demarcation for number 2 yet. I will say it's been interesting. MVS hasn't really gotten going yet, production-wise. He was open on a deep post today, and Rodgers just missed him. That's been kind of a continuing theme so far early on in camp. Those two just can't quite get on the same page, although Rodgers did come back and hit him in another team period later on for a decent-sized gain. And if my memory serves me correct, I think that's the first hookup they've had all camp. So that's been a bit slower than expected. But as far as working out who's the number 2, I think we got a long way to go yet. I think obviously the preseason games will do a much bigger service as far as figuring out the depth chart at wide receiver. BJ Raji, QB number 2, no doubt. How has Kiki been? I haven't seen him much on teams, but holy cow, he is impressive in one-on-ones. I'm very anxious to see him in a game situation because, again, he's a guy who, it's funny, when the Packers drafted him, I heard from a lot of people around the league, oh, we had a much higher grade on him, you guys got a steal, et cetera, et cetera. And you hear that and you think, okay, fine, you're blowing smoke, whatever. But I tell you what, really early returns on Kiki are really exciting. I think they may have got a player there. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to jump. Thank you so much for all the questions. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to yours. I'll be back on tonight, probably on some other social channels, so make sure you're checking Facebook, here on YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram. I'm all over the place. I'm covering the Green Bay Packers for you guys, devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. And please, if you like what we do here at Cheesehead TV, hit up our Patreon. $5 a month supports everything we do. Patreon.com/CheeseheadTV. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.